Soul Garden.
Introducing Secrets of Birthdays. Bow chicka bow wow. Are you ready to find love? Bow chicka bow wow. Your secrets are coming out. Bow chicka bow wow. All those sexy secrets are available at secretsofbirthdays.com. Bow chicka bow wow, baby. Hello, my heroes, and welcome back to Soul Horoscopes Weekly Edition. I'm your host, Christopher Witecki. Well, things are intense, certainly in the last 3 months. Right now, the I Am Rams, the I Am ARIES, the commanders of action are going through a lot of change right now, basically based on boundaries of when action happens or not. Let's start the story off with the Sun. We're now in Chapter 3 of Sun and Scorpio. As the week begins, the Sun is ruled by Uranus. Uranus is the ruling planet on Monday. Monday is one of the harder days of the week, by the way. It's time to bring emotional breakthrough to boundaries. So the hot topic of the month for Aries is boundaries. Where do you draw your lines and why? And on Monday, emotionally, if boundaries are not in the right place, you might want to slip. That's what this whole week is about for the Rams. It's about finding the correct emotional boundaries, what you feel comfortable with. Now, this can apply to many areas of your life, but the planets are pointing to some specifics. But to be very clear, on Monday, emotional breakthrough. If things break down on Monday, they weren't working to begin with. Take a good look at where your boundaries were and why your emotions fell susceptible. Friday will be another hot day when it comes to emotional testing. I'll talk about that more later. And by the end of this broadcast week, Sunday, you will have to make emotional decisions. So from breakdown to decision is the full week. Now let's zoom in on another topic, the moon. This week, the moon begins in Cancer, which means as you are making decisions of emotional boundaries, emotionally, you are checking in on how well you are taken care of. It is important that you take care of yourself, that you nurture yourself. That's part of being a strong and smart I Am Ram. But Monday, Tuesday, emotions in Cancer do make you very kind of baby-like, and you will have to be the one to nurture you. As the week progresses, the moon moves into Virgo, crosses Mars. I'll talk more about that. But then emotions will shift, of course, to your daily reality and where you stand, of course, in life. So you go from pampering yourself to inner child and then up to daily reality in the course of this week. So quite an emotional week, quite an internally emotional week for the Rams. But let's talk about what the real backstory is here, Ram. Saturn. Saturn is now 23 degrees in Libra. The last time Saturn was 23 degrees Libra was 1982. What is Saturn in Libra about? It is about restoring fairness and balance to reality. In your case, fairness and balance around long-term relationships. Rams have been toughening it out, really, with marriage, partnership, who you should align yourself with since 2010. All right, but things heated up this year when Jupiter went into Aries from January to June, inflating your ego, making you feel really strong. And then by this summer, the Rams looked at whoever they were in partnership with or not and realized it may not be fair. So it has been dramatic, and really, no matter where you're drawing boundaries, this is what I'm saying, no matter where you're drawing boundaries this week, in the background, the backstory is Saturn in Libra and really stepping into fair relationships. Fair relationships mean what you give is what you receive. You have a nice balance of give and receive. So in the background, what's really going on with the boundary story is, of course, the give and receive and the equality and how Rams will not be able to tolerate much longer anything that's not fair. Now, on the flip side, if you are a selfish Ram and you take more than you give, expect it to collapse this week. Also in the story, your home planet, Mars, moving out of Leo and into Virgo, which is shifting your emotional energy to your daily reality. Now, if you've ignored your health or you've not been good to yourself, Mars in Virgo means this week things will get very irritable in the moment. On the same token, Mars in Virgo means that you have the strength to move forward, you have the strength to get things done, you have the strength to start a diet. This is a great week to get your new life moving. Mars in Virgo is kind of a second plot or a B plot of what's going on with where boundaries draw. So remember, you're drawing boundaries, that's the story, but you're drawing boundaries for fair relationships and you're drawing boundaries for a happy moment to moment. Then one big surprise, va-boom, a grand trine. Now this is a grand trine, what I call a soul pyramid in Earth. What this means is a rapid acceleration of reality being manifested. And look at that, Mars is one of the planets. What this means in a nutshell is as you are drawing appropriate boundaries, as you are determining fairness in your life, these are the backstories, you are kicking off a rapid manifestation of a change of your life that incorporates for the Rams moving forward with a new lifestyle, changing your career and where you belong on the planet, and setting yourself up for a different way for abundance, which is Jupiter retrograde in Taurus. We're talking Jupiter, we're talking Pluto, and we're talking Mars in Virgo for you astronauts out there. My point is this. Draw your boundaries this week, Ram, and decide where things need to be stopped and going forward. It comes down to emotional happiness. If you feel good and the other party feels good, no need for a boundary. If you don't have synergy there, put in a boundary. Remember, you cannot have long-term relationships that are unfair anymore, and you cannot be unfair in your long-term relationships. And lastly, as I just said, it is now time to kickstart the new lifestyle, which means rapid manifestation, which means the universe is going to totally support your back. But of course, that lifestyle is based on fair relationships. Lastly, just to wrap it up, your weekend forecast, well, with the moon in Virgo and the sun talking about making emotional decisions, this weekend is not a great date weekend for the Rams. It's not a great weekend for going out. You'll be cloudy and hyper aware. Now, of course, if you are in the guardian agency, we'll be texting you, and we're texting you through the whole story this week, especially on Friday. And we'll be sending personal text on Friday based on your own chart as far as where you're most susceptible when that moon crosses Mars. All right, Rams, that's all I have for this week. I'll see you in 7 days. Until then, live, love, be.